What is up and is going on, guys? Simpzy here, and welcome back to another episode of my FIFA 14 Southampton Career Mode on the Xbox One. To start off this episode, we have a highlight from the Champions League. Now, I did do a simulation match against Juventus, wholly and solely, spoiler, because of the last episode we ended up beating them 3-0. I just felt really easy beating Juventus, and they just really weren't up to par. Obviously, we ended up being 3-0 at home, probably more so due to the 3-4-1-2 formation. Obviously, they played, what's his name? Mandzukic. They played Mandzukic out of formation. They obviously did rearrange him to put him up near Tevez, replacing Pirlo was a striker in the last match. But I just felt we had a 3-0 lead. I don't think Juventus could bring it back, and I was happy to pay the gamble, and it paid off. So we did end up beating Juventus 3-2. So due to the 3 at the back formation, most of the players were out of position, and they really couldn't stop the link up between Grenier, Ide, and Mitroglou. So enough about previous episodes. Actually, also, I'll probably go watch the last episode as well. We had a good match against Fulham. We ended up beating them 3-1. In the final to give us the Capital One Cup trophy. So enough about the previous episode. We do have a match against Manchester United in this episode, FA Cup final, and it looks like anyone could be getting into the final here. It'll be very interesting to see. And then we have the Champions League. Yes, the Champions League quarter-final against Borussia Dortmund, and that is away. So scenings. We won and drew over Bayern Munich, their German counterparts. We end up in the league in the fucking group stage with them. So we're not foreigners from Germany. We've won one match there and we've drawn against them. But if you go back to the highlight there, I did want to check if Manchester United were going to play Ramirez, and they did. So it's going to be good to see him in the action. And of all players to start off the scoring, of all the players, the headbanded fuck starts it off. Gaston Ramirez, who used to be a former Southampton player, his first goal in the Capital One Cup, and puts his old squad away without a doubt. But Ide with a nice cheeky dink there from the Manchester United fuck up. But I was like, oh well, hopefully our replacement for Ramirez, Di Maria, could snatch a goal back. Manchester United do a clear goal there. Ides on the ball, he's trying to do some creating opportunity, but leave that to Grenier. Finds Lallana, the captain. He gets past Rafael. He sees Fletcher and Jones, but he goes all the way himself, making it 1-1, showing that Ramirez, making him regret that he did go to Manchester United. But it was a whopping deal. 40 million was ridiculous. So, and to be honest, I prefer Di Maria. I think Ramirez is more like a centre forward, like where they were playing him. But nevertheless, Lallana's goal was needed to make it 1-1. Seeing we did lose to Manchester City not too long ago. So we have the tendency to lose at home. Morgan lost the ball, but Walker intercepts, getting on the chest. Eder trying to find Lallana again. He's keen to get his second goal, and nearly makes it 2-0. Eder managed to just get a touch off it. His heavy touch actually made it go over the line, but he did get a second foot onto it just to make it 2-1. And I love this goal in slow motion. It looks so cool. Lallana from the amazing through ball gets the 1-2 pass, gets it back, and a nice little dink. He's like, after he did that dink, he's like, oh, okay, it's going in, but I'm just going to fucking belt it here. Look at this. Boom! And Mitroglou standing on by. But nice little dink. Fellaini had no chance. Maybe if he dived with his afro, he could have scored that. But guys, make sure to leave a like if you're enjoying the series. Thiago Silva looking too happy, so maybe Manchester United defense wasn't looking overall happy. But that was Eder's 7th goal in the FA Cup. And after half-time, Man United were really flared up. And of all players to score, it was Butner, their left-back. Where was Robin Van Persie? Where was Ramirez? Where were their prolific strikers? But it was Alexander Butner to score the equaliser to make it 2-2. And Zut wasn't very happy about that one, and neither was I. We end up drawing to Manchester United 2-2. So I feel like my away record's a lot better than my home, it seems to be. But yeah, even more proof. We end up having a simulation match against Everton. I thought I should sim that, seeing we're versing Borussia Dortmund in the coming days. Lallana scores another goal. Eder scores another one as well. One of my youth players wants out. And when that happens, if you guys are not don't really know about youth staff, you do actually when you keep them in the squad roughly around about when the 46 plus mark. When they do ask for out, you should sign them if they're around about the 55 mark. No less than 50, or otherwise they won't go out on loan. You won't sell them. You won't make a profit. But if you have a look at the calendar, after this match, the day after, we have a match against Manchester United. 2 matches within 2 plays. The replay that we need to win. So, I had to make a decision. FA Cup or Champions League? Should I field my best team against Borussia Dortmund, try and get points? But if we lose against Manchester United, we could lose our FA Cup opportunities. We did win the Capital One, but I think the Champions League is much more important than a secondary English match. So, a lot more other teams are playing off. Manchester versus Marseille. Barcelona are actually versus Real Madrid. And Mini El Clasico there, so that's going to be very fucking interesting. And Bayern Munich are versus Atletico Madrid. So, I think Manchester City versus Marseille are probably the easier wins. But seeing Robin Lewandowski's on form. Speaking of Robin Lewandowski, Borussia Dortmund don't have him. Now, to start off with the first highlight of this match, I obviously did pause because I don't know why I paused it. I was busy. But it started off in the 0 minutes. The first highlight, Borussia Dortmund on the ball, keen to get a heavy start. But they're pushing forward. My player doesn't quite intercept. Blazikowski. What's it? Blazikowski. Blazikowski, isn't it? I can't remember his name. That's why he's a bitch to pronounce. But Morgan managed to get the interception. Luke play feeds Lallana. Eder finds Mitroglou. Mitroglou, from the tackle, manages to send Di Maria. It looked like he was very much offside, but he managed to come onside. Di Maria, fucking done. Pass Winderfeller, 1-0 before the 5th minute. And it was Di Maria, the player who I signed instead of Gaston Ramirez. Would have Gaston Ramirez put that in the back of the net, but what a start against Borussia Dortmund. They are nothing without Robert Lewandowski, it looks like. They do have Marco Reus, but it was Di Maria with his right foot. Look how much power he hit on that. There was no play. Winderfeller didn't even have a chance on that. And it was 5 minutes in. That's why I showed you like me starting up the match, but Di Maria scoring an absolute belter. He has some crazy shots. He scored many goals for me. Even I can remember the match against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. In the dying last 10 minutes, he managed to score a free kick and then scores a goal from outside the box to make it 2-2. But Di Maria is just one of those players you can change a game within 5 seconds, and he's the best player on the pitch. Not the captain, but still one of my most favourite players. Mitroglou does manage to draw a penalty. And obviously we're used to penalties up the other end in Germany. Zut saved one and let one in. No, he saved one, yeah. It was a crucial one. But to seal the deal in the match, to keep our Champions League semi-finals alive, which is just fucking mental. I had no idea even who was my best penalty kick taker. And it is Angel Di Maria, 73. Goes straight down the middle and doesn't fall. Wonderful. So it's kind of embarrassing, but Borussia Dortmund couldn't seem to link up without Robert Lewandowski, and Reus couldn't get on the ball, which I'm really fucking happy about. Papadopoulos was a solid defender along with Lovren. My defense held up really well, but it was very limited shots. Only 4 shots for me, 3 on target, and for Borussia Dortmund there was only 3 shots, 2 on target. So it was very neck and neck. There was a lot of passing. Obviously I don't show that because it's boring. But guys, we're coming to the end of the episode. We won the we won the quarterfinals in the Champions League. We end up drawing against Manchester United. We're gonna have to replay that match in the next episode. So I'm hoping that that we could progress in the FA Cup, and we didn't spend all our energy on the Champions League. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you all watched all the way through, I really do appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like, and you go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. Goodbye. Thanks very much, guys.